How am I feeling today? It's Friday. Okay, let's talk about my life, where I'm at, and how I feel, and be honest and improve my life. Because how are you gonna improve your life if you're lying to yourself? You know, I I never appreciated people who were falsely happy. I never appreciated that sentiment. Like I get placebo effect and like fake it till you make it stuff, energy. But honesty is so important. I think lying to yourself is toxic and bad things come from it. Am I doing that right now? Probably. I don't. I have all these layers of consciousness, all these layers of social construct. How am I supposed to know if I'm being honest? I think I am. I'm trying to be. But I've witnessed my own ridiculousness, and it's not because my inner voice is ridiculous. It's that I've been trained by watching ridiculousness around me. Do I have to clarify this stuff for anyone? Like, what am I talking about ridiculousness? I hope not. I mean, everyone kind of sees society and scoffs. I assume. Does everyone do that? Like, why are we so ridiculous? All the ways that we are. Just about all the ways. Not the ways that... virtue. Oh, virtue signaling! Oh, God! Like, we got... I feel like we're afraid to talk about virtue. Because... I think we have all the shame inside of us. Like, oh, I'm not virtuous. So when someone talks about virtue, it's like, oh, you're an asshole. Guys, what are we trying to do here in this life? What are we striving towards? Nothing? Pleasure? It's just masturbation? Is that what this whole life is? Just masturbation? Can it be better than that? Can it be more interesting? More substantive than just jerking off for your whole life? Because, that's what I feel like is going on with people trying to become millionaires. Trying to get things. That's the focus of life. That's the focus of the American dream, capitalism. Just so I can go on vacation. I get, I like rest and relaxation and pleasure and fun as much as anyone. But that's not the point. I know that. I mean, some people will say there is no point in this life. Or that the point is, religion or something. The point of life. You ready for this? The point of life is kindness and easing of suffering and making things right and being a force for good. Now that kind of speaks to us deep down. We all kind of feel that, but we really don't know why. But I'll tell you why. We are life. We are living creatures, and then the rest of the universe, largely, is not alive. At least that's our best understanding of it. We see rocks, and they're like, that's dead. There's a little bit of life in them. It doesn't make the rock alive the way that we are alive. Now, yeah, we're made up of lots of other living creatures also, but we're also made up of our own cells, which are, kind of us, our DNA. That's us. All of our cells that make up this brain and eyes and all this shit. So we're alive. And the universe, as best we can see, is made up of math. Quantum field theory. Entropy. Entropy is at the core of everything, the core of the universe. And you have these energy types, categories, ways that energy is, ways that energy can be. It becomes these static, like, particles, like atoms and shit. I keep wanting to say shit, but I'm not trying to, try not to be vulgar. So I'm just trying, that's when I say stiff, I'm not training myself to, I don't want to say, I want to be different. Always. So many tangents, sorry. Universe is chaos, naturally. Entropy is chaos, and entropy is the very core nature of the universe, is pure randomness and change. And that is what everything is built off of. All quantumness, all stuff is built upon this idea of entropy, this idea of constant change, constant kind of motion and randomness. And change happens in other chain reactions, and just not thinking, just doing. Now, somehow, life came to be, which is made up of non-living things. Abiogenesis, where life comes from non-life. Some people think that's magic and mystery. I don't think so. I think it's just complexity. We have enough complexity now that we have this experience. So what am I getting to? That's the point of life. So the nature of the universe is chaos. Life puts energy, it organizes energy. That's what life does. Life is organization of energy. And human life is that on the next level. So on that next level, on the human level, chaos is suffering. And putting things back in order is kindness, is easing of suffering, is helping nature, life, almost order, helping things be prettier, be nicer, better. Is that too subjective? That's what I think. So that's what a point of life. And why was I talking about point of life? I got this brain that's trying to make sense of things. And I was thinking about consciousness today and what it really is. I think consciousness is an illusion. I think, and it's funny to say that because you'd be like, well, why are you using the word I? You must be a conscious living creature. Well, I and me is just a label that I place on this experience. I do have an experience. It's a consciousness, fine, but you can call it that if you want to. But I don't think you need that word, because that word implies like there's this ghost, this magic. I don't think it's magic. I think we have this amazing thing called memory, which I think is not a good enough word to describe how complex our brains work. I don't understand our brains, or animal brains, or whatever you want, these very, very complex, amazing systems. I don't understand them, but I do recognize what makes me able to be conscious. It's not that mysterious. I have a memory, and I have awareness of my memory, and that gives me context for everything. I have a memory of how to speak, my memory of muscle memory of how to speak. And this is the brain's function. We call it memory, but that's not nearly a good enough word. These are very complex systems that give us this contextual awareness. So it's not just awareness, it's awareness plus awareness of memory. And so we have this double awareness, like we're aware of the now and we're also aware of like a second ago, which gives perfect context to the now. Because if all you had was now, Nothing would make any sense because you wouldn't know any difference from moment to moment, or you wouldn't understand the difference from moment to moment because you wouldn't have any context. You wouldn't, yeah. So, memory of 1 second ago, and even greater than that, expands the context. But just having even a short memory gives context to the now or the awareness. And that's what we perceive as this experience now. Now it's a very rich experience because of memory. And that's, so now we have this complex life form that can reason and can understand, and we can witness, we can recognize suffering and disorder and chaos. We can recognize it and we can put it back in order. We can put energy in. We can lift things and move things and help things. And that's what I think the purpose is. That's what I think the point is. But I can't remember why I was talking about it. My memory is not that good. All right, I'm gonna do an exercise here. I'm gonna think for a second. I'm gonna think. Right now I have no memory or awareness of my memory of what I was trying to talk about because I lost it. But I can get it back, I think. I don't have any feeling of it right now, but I have this faith. I'm gonna talk about in a minute, maybe, of my ability. So let's see if I can. I'm gonna think back. I might fail, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to fail. Okay. Sometimes it helps to remember, if I put myself, remember where I was in that moment. I was driving on the freeway, and I was talking about trying to get distracted too. I have morning brain. Not quite as good, maybe. Excuse. Try again. I can see the visuals of me driving. And I remember what I was thinking a little bit as I was coming out of the post office. That's where I was when I started the video. I was leaving the post office. And there was a woman leaving the post office with a box of baby chickens, and I heard them, and I felt terrible because we're not good. We don't treat our fellow creatures very well. They deserve respect. They deserve respect. They're innocent. They're not bad people. They're good people. Other creatures. Humans are kind of unique, and we can be total assholes. Now, animals, dogs can be assholes. You know, wolves and I'm sure big cats can be assholes too. Just, you know, full of testosterone or whatever, and just selfish. Humans are that way a lot. Most animals are not that way. Most animals are social creatures that just want to survive. They look out for their friends and stuff too sometimes. Well, they're innocent is what I'm trying to say. That's what I think. And so when I see people exploiting animals, that feels really wrong to me. They don't deserve that. They haven't done nothing wrong. We don't need to. We don't need to. There's no need. Zero need. So what then is the purpose of exploiting the animals? What, we need their products? What, we need their meat? We don't, though. You know we don't need it. You get that. Deep down, you understand that? I mean, I'm living proof. I don't consume animals. And I'm fine. Am I strong? I'm kind of strong. I feel healthy. I have a gray beard. Maybe that's from all the vegetables. I don't remember what I was thinking, though. That made me think of, maybe question the point of life. Fail, I guess. Memory is hard. Sometimes I forget. And I think this is like the main reason for our, like, most of our faults, like socially and politically, geopolitically, our misunderstandings. Like how, like, you want to know how a guy like Donald Trump can succeed? Terrible memory. We don't remember all the shit he's done. If we did, we would be appalled. Many of us are appalled. But some of us are not. And I think it's just because we don't remember. This guy's a... I don't want to rant about that, but the most obvious example of how not to be. Is that clear enough? Don't be like that. Thank you, Donald Trump, for giving us the most obvious example. You know, he's going to be a historical figure. Years from now, everyone is going to say the name Donald Trump as the person to not to be. If you get another candidate, Donald Trump was like that. We don't want that shit. You know, he's the next Hitler. We got Hitler, and now you got Trump. How not to be. Don't be like that guy. Great. Good. Apparently we needed that. I did not know we needed an example of how not to be. Such an obvious one. Here we are. I do not think he'll be elected. I think people are not that dumb anymore. I know there's a lot of us who are convinced that he's not bad or something, that he's Jesus or whatever. It's really interesting. Oh, you can see it. Big old fat rain. Like slushness. Oh, I was thinking about my life. That's what I was thinking about. And my journey. And this exercise. I don't know how I got to point of life, but it always comes up, doesn't it? How do I feel about me? Am I lying to myself? I think I remember talking about that. My memory works. It's just not perfect. And I think, yeah, like I was saying, I think that's a big problem. I'm taking a new drug. Dextroamphetamine. I have ADHD. What does that mean? That's a whole nother subject. I've got you here 18 minutes in. My eye looks weird to me. This is very distracted. This guy looks different than this guy. This guy looks one way. This guy looks a different way. This guy looks like bored with you. Like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying. This guy looks like I'm engaged. So this is my right brain. This is my left brain, right? And I feel like they manifest these different energies, and I can kind of see my different brain energies in my eyes. So my right brain is like, apparently, like, I think he's a friendlier dude. Left brain is just like, I am a robot. I don't give a shit. I wonder. Left brain. Hey, left brain. Hey. I got a mouth over here. Close this eye. Can I close this eye? I'll keep my mouth this way. There we go. Hey, this is left brain man. Left brain Brendan. I'm wasting everyone's time. I hate that. I don't like to waste your time. I feel self-conscious and extra self-conscious. Extra self-conscious, I guess that's accurate to say. I'm conscious of the other selves that worry about you. Worry about wasting your time. Are you okay? Are you bored? Goodbye. Go on. Do something else.